What's up, man?
Prinze and the Wolf.
Wolf and the Prince.
Better tell your mama.
Tell your friends.
What's up, man?
I went rock and roll on that last one.
Yeah, you did, man.
I'm going to turn up my earbuds a little
Get your
bit.
gains right.
It's Josh Wolf.
Freddie Prinze.
Prinze The Wolf. Man, what's
you
up?
went like 80s hair band at the end.
Yeah.
Respect.
Oh, you know, man.
You got the scream. I never had the scream.
I
only have the roll, but
Did
you
I
have
ever-
the what?
ever tell you about, I did this, and it's no secret, guys, that my wish, my dream of dreams would be to be a rock star. There's no secret about that.
90% of comics, by the way,
Agreed.
Same dream.
There's a show in town called the Goddamn Comedy Jam, where you get to go up and do 7 minutes of material, and then you get to choose whatever song you want to sing with the band.
I've heard of this.
The very first time I did it, I did Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, but we did a punk version.
There is video of this.
Yes, there is.
Is it on your YouTube channel?
I don't think so.
You need to put it on one of your things because it's great.
Yeah.
I've seen it with
black tape over my nipples, leather pants, and we went punk version of Wrecking Ball.
You had him at black tape over your nipples, bro.
Yeah.
Post that.
I got to tell you something right now. You know what I don't think I really understood? How much it would hurt to take electrical tape off your nipples.
You got a hairy chest?
I got sensitive nipples.
Well, we all have sensitive nipples.
I'm saying, yeah.
Is there hair on the chest as well?
There's hair, not that much. There's hair around the nipple.
So it hurt.
Oh.
Didn't think that one through. Buddy.
No. I thought it was going to be funny. And
got
then
them tender nips.
This is when I was still drinking, by the way. So I was like, let's do this.
You don't drink at all, really, do you?
Not at all. I don't drink at all. Because I always make dumb decisions, like electrical tape on my nipples.
Good call.
I'm never high and it's like, hey, let's put some electrical tape on my nipples. You know what I mean? That is not.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when I'm high, I will think things out a little bit more. Because if I was high, I would have thought, oh, hey, man, that's going to hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I take that off, that's going to be uncomfortable on my meaty nipples.
Tender, meaty nipples.
Tender, meaty nipples.
You're done. That broke you? Come on, man.
Tender, meaty nipples sounds like what you might have named a dog treat. Do you know what I mean? Like an advertisement for tender, meaty.
Just add a couple B's.
Yeah, nipples. Yeah,
I got you.
And they're shaped like little nipples.
Tender, meaty nipples. And the dog's like, your dog will love tender, meaty nipples.
Hey, by the way, whoever makes jingles out there, please make us a jingle for tender, meaty nibbles.
Please
Nipples?
don't.
Nipples?
Please don't do either one.
Please do. Please make one and make it, and you can animate us if you want to, but mostly Freddie. And
No. Please don't. If you like me more than Josh, don't do that.
Well, man, first of all, we haven't spoken since New Year's.
No, we haven't.
And I know you're a huge New Year's Eve party guy. So why don't you tell everybody what you did?
Yeah, I was asleep at 10:15.
Yeah, yeah.
10:20.
Yeah.
But I did save a life, Josh.
What
Did you know this?
What do you mean? Like Phil Collins?
No, I think his issue was he didn't save that guy.
Oh,
and then he felt guilt. No, I did.
Right.
I saved a life at the farmer's market, of all places.
Was it? Did you give someone the Heimlich?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that dramatic, but it was still high stakes. It was a little kid in a stroller, and his mom was, looking at all the fresh farmers' vegetables there and seeing all the local produce. You can get like, broccoli, onion, garlic for $5. Waka, it's great. They have great deals there. And in this particular one, they were
Shout out Farmers Market. Nice.
Yeah, Farmers Market, San Vicente. Check me out. I'll be the dude in all the sweet LA Wildcats XFL gear.
Do want to talk to you about that? Do you want to talk to you about that? Yeah,
in a minute. So anyway, I've already gone through. I saw the prosciutto guy. I got some fresh, so not fresh prosciutto because you have to age it or it won't be good.
Right.
But
how old do you like your prosciutto?
I don't know how old the right amount is.
Yo, how old is that prosciutto?
6 months, I went to the fresh pasta guy, went to the fishmonger. I bought every clam that was there, and his clams are the best, man. I make them on Sundays. We do pasta for the pasta night with fresh pasta, and we do like clams. And
is that right?
Yeah, that's like our thing. Farmers market that morning, buy all the veggies, all that good stuff. They got fresh squeezed pomegranate juice. You can detoxify yourself.
Oh yeah,
they got good stuff there. And they got a flower area.
Pomegranate juice is going to be my rap name.
Bro, and it's tasty.
Palm juice.
They sell orchids. They sell aloe vera plants there.
Yeah.
They're all potted, and they sell cacti.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, the plural for cactus is not cactuses. And it's not, Josh will go, cactuses is.
Mm-hmm.
Summer,
summertime. Cactus is.
That's you.
Yeah.
But the proper term is cacti.
Cactuses.
Cacti.
Cactuses.
Come on, man. You're such a jerk. You shouldn't be allowed to look at me when I'm doing it. New rule. When we do the podcast, you got to face that way. I face this way. We don't look at each other until the end of the show.
Okay, ready?
You just read the board. So anyway.
Cactuses.
They also sell cactuses. And I just tap out. I can't beat you.
Yeah.
You have too many brothers. And,
I'd say cactuses for the next hour if I had to.
I know
you know that,
That's
right?
why I tapped out.
Yeah.
Don't beat a man when he's tapped out. I tapped out. And you're holding the submission extra long. Like Tito Ortiz. You're the Tito Ortiz of our podcast. I'm just some random victim they threw you.
That's funny.
So there's all these cactuses, and some of them are small, where they have like the tiny little needles that kind of curve, so you can even like touch it. It's cushiony. Some of them they're all unique. They all look different. Some are big, small. Some are sharp.
This podcast brought to you by cactuses.
And they're on this like nicely woven blanket, right? Little man's hand goes up.
Oh, no.
And he grabs a blanket.
Oh, no.
Because he sees the cactuses and he knows that they're cool. And I agree, they're cool. I'm walking by, I got my hands full, right? This is a real superhero moment.
Yeah.
Got some, I got pomegranate juice. I got fresh eggs there. Could have broken my eggs. I'm telling you, the stakes were high.
Yeah.
Again, not the Heimlich high, but high.
Pretty high. Broken egg high.
The mom's not looking. She's looking at some aloe vera, which is an ancient plant with this wonderful medicine that everyone should use. So I could understand why she's not watching the kid 24/7. Kid grabs a blanket, pulls it, and I see the cacti sliding. Come on, man. You're killing me. You couldn't even let me slip it in.
I don't think so.
Such a dick. And as it's going down, don't drop my bags because I know I have eggs.
Yeah.
I bend at the knees, Josh.
Oh.
Like a robot, right? Like a droid.
You know what my college coach would have called that?
What's
an
that?
athletic move.
It was an athletic move.
Bending the knees is an athletic move.
Athletically, I get down. Boom. Both bags are down.
Hell yeah.
Second move, from the squatted position, now I'm like a spring. I'm ready to bounce back, right? So I bounce and I go to my right. And not only do I grab the kid's hand gently but firmly, I also catch the first cactus, which was already falling. Now, I said some of them were the curled needles because that's the one I caught.
Oh, thank God.
So it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was gonna. So I was quick with it, put it back on the thing. The mom turned. She was like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And like a superhero, I said, it's all right, ma'am. I have two myself. Grab my bags, walked out, bro. Hero.
And you walked out.
Now, no one was choking.
No, pretty close.
But I saved a kid's life.
Listen, as soon as you said, it's all right, ma'am, I have two myself, and you started to grab the bag and walk out, you know what song was playing behind you? Summer, summertime. Yeah, just walking out.
That's right. In the middle of winter.
Yeah, summer. Man, that's a great story, dude.
About the heat, heroic heat.
That is a great story. Congratulations,
name, bro.
Congratulations. You saved a young man, or was it a girl?
It was a boy, little boy.
You saved a young man. And let me tell you something. She's gonna tell that story from here on out. Do you know who saved your life?
Boom.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
A hero.
Hero.
That brought the heat. And then I went home, no kids in the house. Because
eggs.
They were at the basketball clinic. And I sat down, played a little Call of Duty. Go ahead, ask me what my kill-death ratio was, Josh.
First, you have to explain what that is.
How many kills versus how many deaths you contribute to the match. Go ahead. Just say, Freddie, how many kills did you get in the last match you played in Call of Duty? Go ahead.
You know what I really like about this before I ask? Is that you haven't looked at me this whole time. You're looking away like you're not expecting the question. Go ahead. Hey, Freddie.
Yeah.
Can you tell me again what I'm supposed to ask you?
The worst. If I would have had brothers growing up, I would punch you in the face right now.
I already forgot what I was supposed to ask.
You know, it doesn't.
Oh, Freddie, hey, what was your kill death ratio in Call of Duty?
Video games are very important to me.
I know, I just forgot the term.
And the level of priority you put it in your life is beyond disrespectful. Beyond disrespectful.
Well, but
I don't have much, Josh.
But here's the deal.
But I have
I don't
a respectable
have much.
KD ratio.
But I got KD ratio. That is all. Listen, what was your KD ratio? Tell me what your ratio was and tell me what a good ratio is.
All right. So normally I'm around like a 1.00, meaning I have just as many kills as I have deaths, meaning I'm an average player.
Yeah.
I got 8 kills, but I died 8 times.
This seems like a weird thing to brag about.
Got 30. Okay, but this part isn't good.
Oh.
I'm telling you, normally.
Got it. Okay, got it.
You're making it so much. This is a wonderful moment, and you're making me feel terrible about myself about a moment that was supposed to feel good.
No, it does feel good. I just want to understand it.
Normally, I'm an average player.
Okay.
Not something I would brag about. We agree on that, jerk face. God. Good Lord. So I sit down, no kids. Got the music up loud, surround sound, no headphones.
Can I ask you what music you listen to when you play Call of Duty?
This is no music. This is just their sound and environment. You can hear people's footsteps coming up, and I want to be able to hear that. Music would distract me from it.
Do you ever listen to music when you play games?
Certain games, but not Call of Duty, because there's live players. And like Sea of Thieves, I'm rocking music the whole time.
What do you rock? 90s hip hop?
No, I'm right. Usually like 80s Hall & Oates, like out of touch, out of touch. I love that, dude. I go crazy for Hall & Oates.
Out on the Seas? You're a rich girl.
Telling you and Billy Ocean, like that's the playlist on YouTube. It's just Hall & Oates and Billy Ocean. That's what I don't know why. That's what I like playing Sea of Thieves.
We should bring over some pastel pinks and some yellows and hang out.
We get some Kajagoogoo on there near the end. We'll rock it.
I get knocked down.
So I'm doing like 11 and 11, 11 and 8. Hey, a positive kill death ratio, 11 kills. That's when I'm feeling myself. That's normally what I do. Get in this game. I only play hardcore mode, which means less radar ability to see where your enemies are coming. And also bullets, when they hit you, you die. Like it's not like taking 5 rounds in a regular game. You get hit and boom, that's a wrap. So I just like that mode more. It just seems purer to me. And I'm an older guy, so I just like that. So anyway, I'm in the game. And like I said, I'm around average. Get in this lobby, and it's on this old map. This old map that your boy knows from a Call of Duty they made a long time ago called Modern Warfare. And the name of the map is Crash Down. And it's like a helicopter that's crashed in the Middle East, and there's buildings around it, and everyone takes high and low positions, and they just try to work each other. But your boy knows this map. And your boy gets in this house, and I have 2 Claymore mines.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Does this map, so if there's some younger cats, say like my son likes to play Call of Duty, is this old enough to where the younger guys don't know this map?
They might not even know about it. Now, it's been made available in other games, but only through like downloadable content, like extra stuff you would download. So I have this map wired. I get in the first house. Right away, I'm looking through this window at this huge 3-story building and a little concrete fence next to it. And I know dudes kind of like to peek over that fence and get shots. But your boy got to his spot first. I'm sitting there, Josh, I shit you not. Dude's head went into the red dot of my sight. I didn't even have to move the gun. Ping, first kill, headshot. And it says first kill, Cheeks Jr. I'm like, oh, all right, fuck yeah. Before I can even go, yeah, okay, fuck yeah. Another guy jumps up. I just shift to the left. Pop, pop, pop. He's dead. Nobody else even gotten a kill yet. Your boy's got 2. Now shift to the right.
But don't they know where you are?
They might. They may not. You know what I mean? Like you get killed, you don't see where it happens. There's no kill cam like there used to be. You're just dead.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember
back in the old days, you would see what
you could
they
see who
saw.
killed you.
Yeah, not in this one. So now I move to another window, and way down the road, I see another little smaller 2-story building, but I see a dude's reflection from his scope, and he shoots first, and I barely move. I take a hit, and I'm almost dead. I drop to my belly, wait till it like kind of heals up, and I crawl across the floor. When I pop up, there's 2 dudes now coming in to kill me, but they don't see me. I popped up, right? So they're running on the ground. I'm above them. Bang, bang. They're both dead. I go to the other window. Sniper's still there, but he's looking where I was, not where I am. Bang. I get this fool. I get radar now at this point. I call in a radar. My whole team can see. Josh, by the end of the match, your boy had 27 kills, and I died 1 time, bro.
That's amazing.
1 time.
And you stayed in the same spot?
Pretty much. I died once, and it spawned me on the other side, so I went to the small 2-story house where the sniper was.
Does your
that side.
Does your guy, when you have games like that, does he get better in the game?
Yeah. So as you level up and the more kills you get, the more positive things you do, is the more experience you get. At a certain amount of experience, you advance to the next level. And that gives you access to better weapons. It gives you access to different weapons. It gives you access to landmines, grenades, flash grenades.
And are some of these people, say the people who are really good at the game, is 27-1, is that something they do on a regular?
They would respect that. They would respect that. There's cats. Now, this is just team deathmatch. There's other game modes where people put up 40 kills because it's just more chaos, right?
Yeah.
But in a regular team deathmatch match, that is crazy respectable. Like there's not a gamer out there that would be like weak, and if they did, they're being funny and being a jerk,
man.
Like you.
I have to tell you, that
was my Sunday. Saved a kid, saved the world. What did you do?
Save the cheerleader, save the world. I watched Heroes. Did you watch Heroes when it was on NBC?
Yeah, I did.
Me too.
You know what? I didn't finish. I think I only watched the first season, and then in the second season, it got kind of off track for me. And
I agree with that, but that first season I loved.
I thought the first season was great. Yeah, I forgot about that show.
Oh, it had Hayden Panettiere and
really
it had
expensive
Milo.
Show
yeah,
for them to make. I think that was one of the main reasons why.
I thought it was super cool, though. I agree with you. You know, a lot of these shows. My big problem with television shows now, in general, and shows like that, and it's especially the hour shows, is that because they assume, and I don't think that the HBOs and the Netflixes do this, especially Netflix. Sometimes you'll watch a Netflix show and the first 2 or 3 episodes, you're like, nothing's happened yet. Because they allow you to immerse yourself in the world and get to know people.
This is the beauty of streaming versus linear TV.
I think the television, that first episode hooks people because they know they have to, but they force so much into, like, what happens in one episode used to happen in 6. So by the time you get to the second season, the storylines are so unbelievable because they've packed the first season with everything they had to get you to watch a full first season with commercials and all that other shit.
So what you're saying is 100% what every showrunner in this town hates about this business. And you have experience in this. So This isn't just philosophy. This is you speaking from experience. And I'm glad you brought this up. Network TV has huge rules where you have to know everything about the protagonist in the first episode. And every showrunner said the same thing. If you make him perfect and we know everything right away, then there's no reason to watch him after that. And another thing, go ahead.
Well, and what I don't like about the way the networks are doing their shows is they treat the audience like we're stupid. Like, I need to know everything right now or I won't be able to follow it. Sometimes you should be like, sometimes you watch those Netflix shows and you're like, I have no idea why that's happening, but I know I will find out.
So back in the day when all these studios got bought up by bigger companies, like Seagram's bought Universal, AOL bought Warner Brothers, Sony bought, so they all bought someone, right? They all started bringing in analytics and using these analytics and things like, well, people only watch 1 out of every 4 episodes. So that's why we have to tell what happened in episode 1 all over again in episode 4, because they might have missed it. And that's what became like the Law and Order format was, okay, we're not going to deal with that anymore. So it's just a different story. It's never ongoing. Yeah. Because people got sick of trying to write this linear story that would flow, because 20 minutes of it was notes from an executive saying, who had no business really even being an executive, because this was more when it became about bean counting and less creative, saying, oh, don't forget you have to remind the audience of this, that, this, and this. And the writers would be like, yo, their actions are demonstrating that. Can we please work on some new stuff here?
And reward the people who watch every week. You know, the one thing I loved about Friends more than anything is they had a couple of recurring jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time Ross said we were on a break,
everyone knew what it meant.
And you rewarded the audience for being a fan. Yeah. It made you feel good. Subconsciously, you were like, I know what that means.
That's why I've fallen in love with The Mandalorian so much on the Disney Plus app, the new Star Wars show. The stories are as long as they're supposed to be. They'll have an episode that's 52 minutes. They'll have an episode that's 40.
Yeah.
They'll have an episode, and it's like Favreau's like, look, the story took this long. It's this many pages, so the story's that long.
Yeah.
And there's nobody saying, well, now typically the standard is a 48 to 52 minute episode, and da 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 da. Da. And if they are doing that, then he just has enough power where he's like, well, I don't care. This is how long it is.
This is the story.
Him and Dave Filoni have really put together something special that took its time. It's like old school. There's a Japanese series of films called Lone Wolf and Cub. Everybody should watch it. That's The Mandalorian, and that's Dave's biggest influence. Is that series? Like,
by the way, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we almost named this podcast Lone Wolf and Cub.
You could put me on your back. You have to have your graphics guy, because Lone Wolf and Cub is this samurai, this masterless samurai.
Oh, we should have him look that up.
Who finds a baby.
Yeah.
And protects this baby, takes it on basically as his own, and he carries it on his back. And so when he fights his battles, he never lets an enemy get behind him because he's always protecting.
I love it.
It is, and the end is so tragic.
Maybe
I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. They're black and white. I think they probably colorized them, but when I saw them, they were in black and white. And it's a beautiful series of films, man. And if you want to see some great samurai sword fights, even as old school as it was, these were people who actually knew how to use a sword.
Yeah.
So it just looks so pure and great, not like what we do today. Well, they're buff or she's hot, so yeah, we'll just say she's a sick fighter, and they have like 6 months of training.
Yeah. Well, man, I by the way, this upcoming week,
You're very Jeff Goldblum right now.
It's gonna feel really weird watching football without the Patriots.
Oh, dude.
But we should talk about
the team that beat them. How you gonna lose to those guys?
That's not what we should talk about. What we should talk about is the XFL.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been watching your posts, and so you're into it. Explain to people what we're talking about here.
Okay, the XFL. This is the second time they've tried it.
First time was with Vince, right?
This is with Vince too.
Oh, it is.
I actually know a lot about this. This will trip you out. So they tried this years ago. The LA team won the championship, and then it went away. And it was trying to compete at the same time as the NFL. They're spring football now. They're going to start 2 weeks after the Super Bowl.
Good idea.
It'll be the first home game here. There'll be nothing for them to compete against.
Are we going?
We're going to every game because, as you know, I used to work for Vince at the WWE, and they own this franchise, and they reached out and asked if I would be the LA team's first ambassador.
That's amazing, dude.
So they're really embracing the community. They're playing where the Chargers play in Carson.
I bet you they sell more tickets than the fucking Chargers.
Dude, check out what they're doing for tailgating, man. They're giving the space to the local vendors so they can bring all their food trucks up, their wares, all
That's
that,
a great
like a
idea.
farmer's market, basically, before every home game. And they're giving all that space to local Carson people and really trying to sort of ingratiate themselves to the city and make this an LA team.
Great idea.
Vince McMahon, and now you know why he sold all that stock. When he originally sold that stock, I texted him because it was right around the time.
Sold what stock?
He sold a bunch of stock in WWE.
Oh, okay.
A while ago. And it was right around the time, or right after the time when the Carolina Panthers lost their owner because he was a scumbag. And so I texted him, and Vince is from North Carolina. So I was like, yo, you're buying the damn Panthers, aren't you? And he just wrote, fuck off. That's all he wrote. I don't get much more than that. So I'm sitting there.
That's how I'm going to start responding to people.
But I interpreted it as, you got me.
Yeah.
And I think I even said on this podcast, I bet you he buys the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Well, I was dead wrong. He took that $519 million.
Is that it?
That he liquidated, and he didn't put it into the XFL. He put it into the insurance plan for all the players of the XFL. Guaranteed it. It's already there. It's no longer his money. It's like if you put something in escrow.
But why? Why did he do that?
He wanted to guarantee insurance benefits to all the players that come in and play. Over $500 million worth of benefits to all the players, which is sick. They're doing 2-year contracts. So even if they blow up, they still got one more year before the NFL can steal them again, right? all these CFL dudes that were gangsters are like, peace. So Canada hates us right now, but Canada's very nice. And so they're being very sweet about it. And they're like, hey, good luck to you.
Yeah.
The LA,
totally.
dude, the LA's, they're the Wildcats. Their offensive line, the shortest guy on the line is 6'7", and no one's under 300 pounds. And
so they look like me.
Run the ball everywhere. The first game is in Houston against the Roughnecks.
Have they drafted a team?
Yes, they've already, and this is why it's going to be better, believe.
Who's the quarterback for LA?
I can't remember his name. He's this black dude who's pretty damn slick. They got Norm Chow as their offensive coordinator.
Good choice.
Who's still so cool. He's like, look, I run 7 plays. I'll tell you what they are. You just don't know when I'm going to run them. I've always loved that dude. But what was I going to say? Damn it.
What's the name of the LA team?
The Wildcats.
Right.
Which I'm supporting. We said on this, I still wish it was the Gridlock.
Yeah, me too.
Because that represents something horrible and like traffic. But it is kind of a bad connotation, so maybe you don't want that. So we'll go Wildcats. I'll embrace them. But they're going to literally run the ball all over everybody. Their offensive line is meant to smash you and put you on the ground and just give them. Oh, here's what I was going to say. The reason why I think it might work better this time is the last time it was like, hey, here's 4 weeks, start a league. They've already had their drafts. They already have their teams. They're already in training camp. They're already developing plays as opposed to learning plays in the game. They don't have He Hate Me this time.
That's too bad.
It's gonna hurt the league.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that was the greatest name in the history of sports,
without a
minus Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
But I'm going to every single game. I'm bringing my kids. I might even start. They probably won't let me bring masks in, but I would even get some colors, lucha masks in the Wildcat colors, and
it's a great idea.
Have like our own black hole. Only it'll be the black and orange hole.
Got it. I love that
we'll
idea.
All be lucha.
Yeah.
But I'm encouraging everyone locally. See if you dig them, man. Their tickets, no joke, are as low as $20. And they're really trying to make a friendly fan price. They even have standing room only ones. I think they're going to be like $5. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So you can check them out. Check them out on social media. I follow them. Their team's already out there working hard. I don't get paid to say any of this. Like, it's not like, oh, here, you're a paid ambassador or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to support them because LA doesn't have a damn football.
He couldn't break off any of that $500 million for you?
Nah, that's for the insurance.
Not even like,
hey, man, I'll tell you this. I don't talk finance stuff a lot, but when I worked there, the WWE stock was trading around $7 or $8, and they basically gave me that instead of money. And you all can just look at their stock today.
It's done better. It's better than $7.
So that's,
Yeah.
So if they ask me to do something, I'm like, yeah, man, I'll help you out, bro.
I'll hook you up, man.
Yeah, so it's, it's what it is.
Now, what do you think what are the odds that I suit up for one play for the LA Wildcats?
Well, I've been working out.
Yeah, me too.
I've been holding true to the resolution. I've been hitting it every day. I almost didn't get after it the other day, and I literally saw a Wildcats tweet that said, we're getting after it today. I was like, shit, I got to get
Guess
after
what?
it.
Yeah, okay, so I told you I had a trainer. I told you.
No, you didn't tell me. Trainer, you need a trainer. You're jacked.
Trainer for the first time
and you motivate yourself through hate.
It's true. Trainer for the first time ever. She is a badass. Man, I thought I worked out before. Nope.
No. You're a stoner at heart.
I thought I worked out before. Yo, she
Are you going to be Jack Sauce McGee?
I've gained 5 pounds since January 1.
And it's all muscle. You don't have fat on you.
5 pounds since January 1. She is.
What's your diet?
This is.
Eating good. You are eating well.
Yes.
It's not just working out.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing. What I was doing. Because I wasn't working out as hard as I think I probably should have. I just wasn't eating as much because I was not hungry.
Yeah.
But man, 5 pounds since January 1. The goal.
Wait, it's only January 7th.
Yeah.
You sure you just didn't drink a lot of water?
5 pounds.
Of water?
Maybe.
Have you pissed today?
Oh, I haven't pissed since January 1. Should I?
No, you're good.
I'm just trying to bulk up.
Dude, you're going to be jacked. If
By the
you're
way,
working hard like that, because trainers, the right trainers will kick your ass.
She has no problem with calling me a pussy.
Good, I like that.
Which I like. But she also, I think, listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say
even though pussies are very strong.
I'm going to say it's controversial. Ready? I think women are better teachers. I think women are better instructors. I think, and so when I get trainers.
Yeah. I don't.
Right?
Is that even debatable?
When you say anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
everyone who's feeling fucking sorry.
So
and fuck you.
but for me, the reason I don't do CrossFit and the reason I don't have a young trainer is because that young male trainer is because that dude is going to train me the way he trains.
Yeah.
It's just every time
They're dumb.
And I can't.
They are.
The reason I can't do
a lot
CrossFit,
of jacked 25-year-olds.
Yes.
I would never work out with them, or I would be hurt every week.
because I'm constantly going to be competing with him.
And he's going to be competing with you even sometimes.
So and that's why I can't do CrossFit. I went to one class.
And there will be one trainer who's going to hit us on Twitter and be like, "Hey man, my ego's
I don't
not
do
in.
it. Yeah.
Respect to you.
Good.
But all the ones I've met,
Me too.
are pretty. Except one. This one dude who was in the army. His name was Cody. He's from Louisiana, country boy, and he's the best trainer I ever had.
This woman, man, she gets it. She calls me a pussy when she needs to, but if she's like, "Hey, you're pushing it too hard," because she knows I got some injury issues. She's like, "You're pushing it too hard. Let's pull back here." And man, I did legs with her the other day. I had to take the elevator down one floor.
You're going to be Legacy.
Oh,
you're literally going to be the Legacy.
You know how big my legs.
Lucha name, Lobo Legacy. And you have jacked legs. You'd always show them off. You wouldn't wear pants. You'd wear like the tight tights. Show
like
off
Ken.
The jacked legs.
I could show off. I could show off my calves.
Yeah, dude.
Guys, there's a dude who works here. Hey, Ken.
Tell everyone about Ken.
Ken. Because Ken could come in. We're doing live stream.
Yeah, but he won't get it on the podcast.
Okay, Ken.
Just know these calves.
How do you describe him?
He's the Legacy.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what he should do? Like he should have a logo. You know how what was the Greek god? The logo was just the foot with the
Achilles
with the
or
wing.
Mercury?
With the wing. No, is it the foot and the wing that the fast?
Yeah, Mercury. Well, that's the Roman one. Achilles was the Greek one.
Achilles was the
No, Achilles was the guy who got shot with the arrow. Yeah, Mercury was Hermes.
Hermes. Thank you very much. Hermes from the booth. Appreciate it.
Oh, that was
okay. Hermes. So, but he could be like Hermes. Hermes. But his should just be that giant fucking calf. That calf, dude, and it's got definition.
You know, everyone's got like cool window decals. Or like,
yeah.
It's like a Star Trek logo, or I like Star Wars, or I'm a Wookiee. He should have one that's a calf.
Yeah.
What? I got a Jedi one. I'm not talking trash.
I have to tell you, man. I'm a
sucker too.
Oh, by the way, I saw the Star Wars.
You saw the Star Wars?
Yes.
Could you say it like you're older than 70? You got like you're older than 60.
Okay, let me just say this. I smoked the weed and saw the Star Wars.
How'd you like it?
Let me tell you something. You know what it is? It's a Star Wars movie.
I thought it was the best of the final three.
It was great.
But
what are people complaining about?
I still think Rogue One is the best out of all the new stuff.
Come on.
The first act is
You know how I feel about that.
Rogue One you thought was
a different movie.
You thought you were going to see Captain Kirk.
Why would you put 3.5? Nobody gives a fuck.
Not 3.5.
2.5? What is it? 1.5? It's a half-seas. Nobody cares.
It's like never mind.
Man, nobody was like, well, how did they
It's the days before Empire Strikes Back before Star Wars.
Nobody in the world was like, I wonder how they got the plans to
Yes, there were literally hundreds of thousands of fans.
Not one person cared.
Okay, they didn't care.
But I got to tell you, it
Cactuses. Can't with you, man. Can't.
But I will say this. I want to say this to the Star Wars people. Relax.
They won't.
Here's what I'm going to say to you.
Let them be.
But let me just say, guys, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
It is a popcorn movie.
They don't care that they come off crazy. Imagine this, right? You and me, we like art, right?
Yeah.
We don't talk art, but we enjoy art. We understand, like, impressionists like Cézanne and post-impressionists like Picasso, right? So everyone knows Picasso. So let's talk about Picasso for a second. I like some of his stuff. Some of his stuff I really don't click with at all.
Yeah.
Now imagine he does all this painting in Paris. He's hanging with Diego Salazar. He's hanging with Amadeo Modigliani, not Modigliani. It's a GLI in Italian. That's Yeet. Boom. You just learned something. Hanging out with all these dudes, painting it up. And then all of a sudden he goes, I'm going to start doing my blue period. Right. And he starts doing everything blue. And I'm like, I'm a patron of yours, bro. I bought 3 of your paintings at expensive prices after you were somebody, not when you were a bum. I don't like this. I want you to do something different. He's like, nah, man, I'm Picasso. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna put these blue periods up in this gallery. And I'm like, all right. You wanna do that? Well, I'm gonna stand outside the gallery. and I'm going to boycott. This is not my Picasso. Not my Picasso. Not my Picasso. You would get locked up and go to prison. You would get locked up and put in a mental hospital.
Like an insane person.
Yeah, because that's insane. But social media has really empowered that vibe because there's no accountability.
But Freddie, what?
You don't have to get up and go to the gallery.
What
you can do it
is
from your own home.
I don't understand what is the issue for this particular film. What are people's what are they what is the problem?
It their way. They're just Burger King fans. They just want it their way.
But like what part? There was one dude online who was like, I didn't like the story. I'm like, you think this is going to be a different story?
All the stories for Star Wars are pretty much the same.
They're the same. So it's the same formula.
Listen, there are flaws in all of them, okay? And we can talk about that all day. Like, why'd you have Benicio del Toro's character in the second one and then no payoff in the last one?
And by the way,
plenty of things to critique. But that's every movie.
Except Shawshank Redemption, perfect.
Sure.
Back to the Future, perfect.
I love I'm sure there's faults in it. I just don't see them.
What do you think? Okay, this is a great conversation for us. When you're saying perfect movies for you, where you didn't see for me, Shawshank was a perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Back to the Future was also a perfect movie. Like, well, I went and watched it again, and I was like, it goes back and. By the way, there are so many crazy layers to Back. There's so many stories in that is a fucking.
My kids just watched it. They got to watch it for the first time. Even my 7-year-old.
The first Indiana Jones is a perfect movie.
Although I would say I actually like Temple of Doom more than Raiders of the Lost Ark. I really do. That opening sequence where they go out the plane in the life raft, I literally was like, I've never seen anything like that in a movie before, and it grabbed me. But if you want to do my perfect movies.
But can I tell you, by the way, just real quick? Low key, want me to tell you my biggest crush as a teenage boy, low key.
Kate Capshaw?
That woman who plays Indiana Jones's love interest in the first Indiana Jones.
Oh, Karen.
She was
Karen Black.
Not Karen Black. She was a horror movie. And she was
it's Carrie or Karen.
She was so
I'm your goddamn partner.
She was so cute. Like she had this cute girl next door. But I remember the first time I saw her, I was like, she was
great in that. She was a solid actor in a lot of serious movies.
She did. What was some of the other good movies she did back there? Oh, he's gonna pull them up. I think she did. She was in a bunch.
Yeah, she did a bunch of dramas. She was always in like serious movies.
Yeah, I loved her. Perfect movie for you.
The first one, which is the easiest one, is The Goonies.
Yeah, I watched that the other day too.
No matter when you watch it, it holds up.
Yeah, I agree.
It's scope, it's intimate, it's action, it's adventure, it's also kids, it's grown-ups.
It has zero fat on it.
None.
Zero fat.
All the actors are perfect.
Was Corey Feldman a better child actor than a grown-up actor?
Well, I think life and choices and circumstance affected his ability to get opportunities and to care as much. But when he was a young actor, I challenge you, maybe River Phoenix, but other than that, I would challenge you to find somebody that was rocking it harder than him.
I bet for me,
he was better than Haim, better than Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And Corey Haim did good stuff too.
Corey Feldman could do serious too, man.
Corey Feldman was on next level choices. And then he just, the life caught up to him, man.
What's her name? Fanning.
Dakota Fanning?
If I was going to do my favorite child actors of all time, Dakota Fanning.
Really?
I love her, man. I thought she was so good in everything. She played, for me, she was more natural than almost anybody I'd seen at her age. But Corey Feldman.
I don't know if she would even make my list.
We should. That's our Mount Rushmore. Child actors.
Okay.
All right. So give me, what are the perfect movies?
All right. So Godfather 2 for me, perfect movie. It's what made me fall in love with the Italian culture. It made me legit try to learn the language. And I fell in love with that kind of a story. I think anyone who has a Godfather complex kind of gravitates towards that.
And isn't it crazy? Didn't De Niro win an Oscar for speaking in a different language?
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Flawless.
I don't know if it was flawless because I don't speak old
That's why
Sicilian.
it seemed flawless to us.
Yeah. But he was money. Okay. Everybody was money in that movie.
Godfather 2?
Yeah, I fell in love with that.
Okay.
I fell in love with that.
But
Goonies, I put even this sounds random, but Goonies I put even higher than Godfather 2.
Yeah.
Because Godfather 2, there's days where I'm like, even if it's on, I'm like, I'll watch a little bit.
Yeah.
But if Goonies is on, I'm watching it till the damn thing's over.
I agree.
No matter what point of the movie it's in.
I agree. Can you think of any recent movies that you were like, this is, or is it all nostalgia for us, you think?
It's nostalgia for me. I think once we're out of the key demo and we're not relating to the protagonists as much as we used to, then it's harder for me to go, that's a perfect movie. I don't go in there with a business perspective. I really try to just go in, not even seeing a trailer, and say, what do you got for me?
I honestly am going to tell you this is going to sound, but I thought the first Toy Story was perfect for me.
Yeah,
like I walked out of that first Toy Story, I'm like, that was a legit funny.
I like Shrek a lot more than
the
Toy Story series. And I think I'm probably in the minority on that.
No,
but
no,
Toy Story
I don't think so.
Did it for me?
Really?
Yeah, I just never.
Which part of
It didn't click.
It didn't click.
They're all good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad movies. I just was never like,
that's my thing.
Go Woody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where I'm always like, go Shrek, go Donkey. You know what I mean?
But Eddie Murphy also.
Oh, that's cheating.
Did you watch the Eddie Murphy SNL?
Yo.
And I got another thing for you. I know we've talked about him doing stand-up.
Yeah.
I want to get back into it a little bit because I'm scared. I don't want him to do stand-up. I don't want him to.
You're afraid.
Man.
You're afraid it's going to be like Joe Namath playing for the Rams.
Yeah. Let me just say this. Eddie Murphy has more talent in the pimple on his asshole than
his asshole's clean. I saw it the other day.
Than his pinky.
Yeah, there is one there.
Yeah. Why'd you see it the other day?
Oh, we were just talking about assholes.
And he just was like, hey, you want to see mine?
He said, you want to see a perfect one?
Oh, got it.
I was like, I don't believe they exist. I was wrong.
And he was wrong, yeah. If somebody had a perfect asshole, I would go Beyonce and
well, you're
Eddie
into weird
Murphy.
shit.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I know how rusty I am after a month.
Okay.
And I feel rusty. Now, it may not seem rusty to other people, but I feel clunky.
Okay.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Times have changed. Styles have changed. Expectations are, because listen,
that'll be the one where I start to say, okay, but the other stuff, I feel he's so savvy and smart. He's going to have contemporary writers.
There's no doubt about that. But okay. When you say Eddie Murphy comedy, right? It's like you're talking about Babe Ruth and Paul Bunyan.
Because he had the purple suit or the red suit. And that's what you see. And it's never going to be that. But it doesn't have to be that.
But you know how people are. It's gonna be a ton of people. It's not Chappelle. He's no Bill Burr. You know what I mean? And it's unfair because I hold him in such high regards. To me, it'll be unfair for him to be pushed through the same filter.
Let me throw this at you. First of all, I don't think it's going to be like when they remade.
I don't think it's going to be terrible, dude, because he's Eddie
Psycho
Murphy.
with Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche.
I agree.
Right? Where you're like, come on, man, this is horseshit.
Yeah.
I think he has had so much success. And I think based off his ability to let go a little in SNL and me seeing that and not taking himself seriously makes me think, yes, it was great. Makes me think he's sharp enough and is in a better place. Like when Richard Pryor said, I already got my check, so let's just enjoy whatever the fuck happens. I think he's at a place where he gives less fucks than he used to. And I'm saying he used to really care what people thought. Big time. He went through that thing right around the same age when you were going through that thing. So it doesn't matter how high your success is. I think at a certain age, we doubt ourselves a little bit. But I think he's through that. And that SNL kind of showed that to me. The only thing I was like, oh, he's too old to get out the window. He's got to go out there. Mr. Robinson, that was money. But I'm not as nervous as you. I believe things can evolve and change, just like Star Wars has evolved and changed. The younger people may not click with him as much as they did, and they're the most vocal on social media. So there'll be a lot of, oh, you're not as good as Chappelle, and Burr, your time's done. But I think his original fan base is going to be pleasantly surprised, or like me, I expect it to be high level. I really think it will. Now, his content will be way different. He's a father 10 times. How many kids he got? 5 kids?
I have no idea. But like, also, how are they going to do this?
I'm not as scared as you, but you're in it. So that's why I think.
I hold him in such high regard as a performer that I'm nervous. I'm nervous for him.
Dude.
I'm nervous for him.
Bro, he's had #1 movies multiple times.
I know. By the way,
he's had 2 of the best specials ever. He's even had a pop hit that was probably got as high as at least top 10. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
With Party All the Time. So he's massively successful.
Do you remember that came out?
And he's reinvented himself successfully even after failures.
I challenge everybody, by the way. Hey, can you tell us what time it is? I can see.
I'll tell you.
I challenge everybody.
Got like 10 minutes.
Ready for this? Go Google Eddie Murphy on YouTube, reggae. You know he tours in a reggae band?
No.
Yeah, can you pull up Eddie Murphy reggae?
He did that. There was a terrible single he did with Shabba Ranks back in like the 90s where he's like, Shabba. And Shabba's like, and does his thing. And I was like, yo, what are you doing? My girl does not want to party to this song at all.
Here we go. Eddie Murphy.
Oh, look at the headdress he's got on. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, man. There he is.
No sleeves.
No.
Playing guitar.
And playing
man.
guitar.
He's the man, dude. I love Eddie Murphy.
Hit me with, we're going to do our
What you got?
Mount Rushmore of what we consider to be perfect films.
I thought we were doing child actors.
Oh, child actors. My fault. I'm going to go number 1. And can we both do Corey Feldman or should we leave him off?
We can both do Corey.
I'm going to leave him off just because we already talked about it.
Okay, maybe I will too.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh, dude, you're just coming out the gate with a straight gangster.
On the telephone.
Yo, his Weird Science performance should be all you need to bring to the table to show that guy's range of being a victim and his most insecure and at his most confident all in the same movie.
And then throw in 16 Candles.
Yeah.
And then throw in Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And for me, those...
You can even throw in Johnny Be Good, which isn't a great movie, but he played a jock in that.
Yeah.
Like an ale or Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands, yeah. So for me, but that string of those 3 movies of Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and Weird Science. And I have to say, I'm with you. I think Weird Science is his pinnacle.
I think that showed the most. It gave him the most range or the most meat on the bone to chew on.
I went to high school with the guy who played opposite him, Alon Mitchell Smith.
You told me that before.
And
God, what happened to that guy? Man?
He teaches like medieval
that's cool.
something at a school here in Southern California.
Medieval stuff school.
He always a solid dude. But I remember when he came back to town after film, we went and saw that movie, all of us together at the Mountain Farms Mall in Hadley, Massachusetts. We went and saw Weird Science with one of the stars of Weird Science. No, we didn't see that one. He did a movie afterwards where he was like this rebel.
A rebel?
Yeah.
With that hair? He didn't have the rebel hair.
Oh, no. Or the attitude.
No, he was a sweet boy.
Yeah, but Weird Science. Weird Science. So Anthony Michael Hall, my first one.
All right, so my first one I think will surprise you.
You can put you in there.
She grew up... Shut up, man. I was 18.
It's me.
I'm like, Sarah Michelle. She was so great.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've seen her in like 2 movies. My first one is going to be Kirsten Dunst.
Ooh, I love that one.
You can go all the way back to Bonfire of the Vanities, which
Interview with the Vampire.
Well, I was getting there.
Yeah.
But the shit, man, you don't just steal all my shit.
It was good.
It's a trash movie, Bonfire, but that was kind of her debut. And then from that, she did Interview. And she was so good. She was in the trailer. And I think it may have even been the last moment when she's like, I want some more.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, all right, cool. You're going to work for as long as you want.
Yeah.
And she always has, and she always will. And I even love her in this movie. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's like a beauty pageant in Minnesota. And Denise Richards plays the heel. And she plays the biggest baby face, meaning like sweetest, most innocent, nothing evil about her whatsoever. And it is, not only is she great, it's a really funny movie because it gets down to like parents trying to kill the kids.
Yeah.
Because they're worried they want their kid to win. And Ellen Barkin plays her alcoholic mom, cigarette smoking mom. I mean, it's great. Great. Allison Janney's her like mom's friend who kind of co-raises
it's a crazy
Christy Alley is Denise Richards' mom in the movie, and is just evil and horrible and wants to kill children. Like, it's a great movie. But she crushes in that, and you just see her from as evil can be to as good can be. And so that'll be my number one. We used to call her Kiki in acting class.
I want to tell you something right now. And this is, if we're speaking crushes, the woman that I mentioned, but Kirsten Dunst, man.
Karen Allen.
Yeah.
Karen Allen was the girl's name.
The show she has out on Showtime right now, Kirsten Dunst, is so good. She's so good.
She doesn't voice video games, so I'm not familiar with her work anymore.
Yeah.
But I loved her as a kid. Games got too good, man. Once games got better than movies, that was a wrap for your boy.
Yeah, I get that. Now, look, there are a couple movies that I think are great, but I don't think the kids in the movies went on and did a bunch of different stuff.
Doesn't matter.
Right?
You can still have love for them.
Like, for me, like Stand By Me, Sandlot. But
Stand By Me, that cast all kept working.
Yes.
Will worked. He went on to Next Generation. Yep. Corey worked. River worked like crazy till he passed on. And Jerry O'Connell was the fat kid. He always worked.
But did they work? So, let me ask you, this is what I want to know about the rules. You could
pick all four of them for your Mount Rushmore. I'd be like, yeah, that's a perfect list.
But did they work more as kids? Are we doing just kids or them as kids in their whole careers? Do you know what I'm saying?
All those guys were kid actors. You can even go back as, what was that, Little Nikita with River Phoenix when he was like 16, 17 and found out his parents are KGB agents, right?
Oh, my God.
Corey, we've already discussed. Jerry, outside of that, I don't know. So that might be the one. And Will always worked as a kid. He was even Daryl. Remember the robot boy? Daryl.
Oh, that's
right. He played the pole position race car game and broke all the records because he was like hacking. Yeah. So 3 of the 4 for sure. And I'm pretty sure Jerry's always worked. You just didn't recognize him because he went from that fat kid to this buff, jack 6'3" dude. So everyone's like, dude, that was you?
Yeah.
But on the inside, he's still a sweet fat kid. He's a really nice guy. He is, dude. He's super nice.
For me, I have to throw Dakota Fanning in there.
Yeah.
I really
big love for the fans.
I really love her. Anything that she did.
I think the only time I clicked with her was the Denzel one where he has to protect her.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, but even in that, there were a couple moments where I felt like she was doing it the way Denzel told her to do it and hadn't made it her own yet. And I think it's hard for kid actors to stand behind their own.
Yeah.
There are a couple times where it sounded like Denzel was like, yo, you need to do it like this. And she's like, okay, I'm going to do it like that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine, but it became less organic to me.
I just love how natural she was. And she, as a child, if a kid never takes you out of the movie, they've done a good job.
If a kid can apply life experience without having any, that's a special actor. And Corey was able to do that. Like, he just seemed older beyond. Like, you watch Goonies, and you're like, dude, this guy's already been through rehab. He must be 36 years old, not
100%,
13.
100%.
All right, so that leads me to my next one, Drew Barrymore.
I was going to do that, yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. So one of yours.
Yeah.
So she was phenomenal as either a victim in that she was like this lost little blonde girl, and I feel like Wilford Brimley or Nick Nolte finds her or something. I don't remember. It's from the way 80s to Firestarter and then all the way through. So her work, and she's a generation kid too.
E.T.
So she had to grow up quick. Yeah, she had to grow up quicker than most because her father was in the business. She grew up around these actors. She's able to apply much more, I think, probably because of that. And I think she has to be on every list. She was top shelf though. So that's my next one.
Yeah. Again, she did exactly for me what Dakota Fanning did, which is she's natural and she never pulls you out.
You believe everything she does.
Absolutely everything.
All right. So you took her too?
No.
Oh.
Now listen, I don't know how old this kid was. I don't know his name. And I don't remember the name of the movie. So you're going to help me out. But it was a movie with Paul Rudd and William Scott, Tommy. They know that dude who's got 9 first names?
William Sean Scott or something like
William Sean. I think it was called, what was that movie where they...
Talking about Role Models?
Role Models.
My buddy wrote that.
That little black kid.
Oh, he was great, man. That dude was money.
What was that little black kid's name, man? Yo, he, to me, was the funniest part of that.
That kid was money.
And some of his comebacks, you could tell, those were his comebacks.
Maybe, or maybe he just owned it.
I don't know.
My man, I read that script because my buddy wrote it. He did the rewrite on the one that made it to theaters. And what he wrote is
pretty spot on
outside of some of Paul's stuff. What'd you got there?
Bobby J. Thompson.
There you go. He played Ronnie.
Come on.
Sean William Scott. I mixed it up. I said Sean Scott Williams.
To me, that little kid, man.
You love this kid.
Holy shit.
You're not going to remember his name at the end of this
Never.
podcast.
But I remember him. He made me laugh over. And I was like, damn, that is funny. And he was sarcastic. And his timing was good. And it's not easy to say the lines that he said at his age without trying to make them funny.
Yeah.
That's why, for me, and I'm whatever, I think comedy is harder than drama because when you see the line, you think, oh, that's going to be funny.
Always harder.
You try to put something on it instead of letting the words be funny.
Yeah.
You know?
It's easier to get insecure about a scene where you have to make people laugh than one where you have to make them cry, I think.
I think so, too, because in your brain, if you don't get the laugh reaction that
it's brutal.
Brutal.
And more for you because you're a comic, but it's brutal for everyone.
Yeah, it's brutal. But for me, that's why, because when he was saying those, and those were not easy insults for a child to have it flow out of his mouth. And I don't know if you've seen him outside of that.
I don't think I have, or if I have, I just didn't recognize.
Man, I think where he interviews some people and he gives it to people. He fucking gives it to you. So for me, I love that kid.
All right.
You gonna say Shirley Temple?
No, I'm not gonna say Shirley Temple. I'm 43. Get out of here, man. She was working before there were talkies.
Yeah, man. You were so incredulous when you said that. I'm 43.
I had to watch one of her movies. Because my mom made me. It sucked ass, so I never watched anything she did ever again. And I'm friends with guys like Dule Hill who hate her style of tap dancing because they just made it white and goofy instead of hoofing like Savion Glover and Gregory Hines and those guys. Yeah, so I have no love for Shirley Temple.
Right. No love?
None. It's for real.
Hey, listen.
None. I don't care about her. None.
The Shirley Temple Twitter fans are going to come at you hard.
Bring it. I'll even take a Roy Rogers drink over a Shirley Temple drink.
Oh, shit. You Shirley Temple? You think the Beehive is rough? Wait till Shirley. Wait.
The Templetown's
the Templeonians.
The Templeonians. Bring it, Templeonians.
The Templeonians are going to get on their walkers.
Are y'all as tall as she was or even shorter and weaker?
Oh, shit. Talking shit on Shirley Temple.
You know who else hated her? Betty White. She was alive to know her back then.
They started at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah, they went to auditions together.
Who's still rocking it? Betty freaking White. Because she was cooler than Shirley Temple.
Hey, Templeonians. Eat that dick right there.
Take it.
Yeah, take that shit.
Take it. All right, my third.
Templeonians.
He has always been great. Still working today.
I'm sitting right here.
No, you weren't working as a kid, sucker. But he does come from a big family, just like you.
Donny Osmond.
No, I don't know if he's an actor, but this was a child. Oh yeah, I guess maybe it's a kid. But again, this is like Shirley Temple times before I was born, even though he's way younger than. But anyway, you've seen him in movies. Seen his brother in movies.
Hold on. It's not one of the Phoenixes?
No, his brother's even more famous than him. And the reason I'm choosing him is not just because I love this actor and always have, but it'll genuinely piss off his brother when I pull the sound from this and send it directly to him.
Oh, I love it.
And this child actor is Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, so much better than Macaulay.
It's so much better.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. I don't even know why Mac ever acted in the first place when clearly he had a brother who was so superior.
I think that's why he quit acting and got into podcasting.
I think that's exactly the reason why. I actually remember the day he saw, I think it was probably Kieran and She's All That saying fresh cracked pepper. Yeah. And Mac was like, you know what?
You know what he did?
I'm done.
You know what he did? I'll tell you what he did.
Paris.
He put on those bunny ears and he was like, I'm a podcaster now.
From now on. That's how superior
He chased him.
Kieran is to Macaulay.
Yep.
Maybe I should say that again. That's how superior, I'm losing the words to describe the level between the two.
I don't think
talent.
I don't think you're losing the word. I just don't think there has been a word invented
to define
a gap that big. Yeah. Like that.
Exactly.
It seems like, and here's the thing, like, I feel like Kieran probably should just next holidays just get Macaulay some acting lessons. That would be a nice stocking stuffer.
Personally coach him.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
He'd give him some personal coaching.
Yeah.
I think Kieran, if he coached all of us, would be a little better.
Succession, if you're not watching it, it's the best show on television.
Yeah, you're fooling around if you're not watching it, you're missing out because it's not just because I think he's the best thing on it. I think every actor on there is killing it.
It's the best show on television. I by the way, I was on Lights Out with David Spade last night.
Oh, cool.
And they brought up at the Golden Globes, which I didn't watch. They brought up by the way, Ricky Gervais. I did see
he kills.
He crushed it.
He's always been that good.
Crushed it. But a lot of dudes are wearing tinted glasses now for like prescription glasses, tinted. And I have to get glasses. And I was thinking I was going to go tinted prescription. What do you think? Not sunglass, but tinted. Is that a rough?
Who did you see that had him?
Mostly old people. Brian Cox.
All right. Jack Nicholson's always done it.
Yeah. Tinted windows don't mean nothing. They know who's inside.
I don't know if you're old enough to.
Yeah, you got to be a little older, right?
You have to behave a little older.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're ever going to get there.
No.
I think you can stick with the women's sunglasses.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Psychotic as that sounds.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
If you were like 65, I think is the soonest you can do it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gotta wait, his brother. Sorry, man. I don't mean to.
So you got to wait 6 years?
It's a little longer.
Yeah, it is.
Old enough to forget.
Okay, my last.
Yeah, what you got?
Favorite child. Okay, so this is tough for me because Sean Astin was in maybe my favorite child movie of all time, but I don't know that he was my favorite person in that movie.
Like Henry Thomas was Elliot, but he's not on my list.
I'm going to throw somebody in there who, just for me, I just love. I think is an underrated. This is not going to be popular, but I think this person is an underrated actress. If we're following the entire career, I think she's done things throughout her entire career that don't get enough credit. But I love Martha Plimpton.
She's great, man.
I love listen, man. Let me tell you something. The characters that she has to play are not easy to play. She's not playing the love interest.
No, and she makes the friend interesting and always has.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why for me, like
she did an episode of Law and Order Criminal Intent.
Dude.
And she was spoiler, she was the killer in it, but she was so good.
What? And then go watch Raising Hope.
Yeah.
And so for me, but her characters are never easy to play. This is going to sound terrible. But I think when you are when you're incredibly good looking, you're not asked to do a lot sometimes, except, hey, just
be pretty.
Yeah. You have to be incredibly good looking.
Be sensitive
that's
about
the that's the most important part of this character.
Pretty people don't struggle as much as everyone else. Yeah. You don't have to be sensitive.
And because we need you to be pretty, that's a really important part of this character.
Yeah.
For when Martha plays characters, they're like, a lot of it is like, hey, what are you going to bring to this? And by the way, she's an attractive woman. Yeah. I'm not saying right, but what are you going to bring extra? And so she
brings all the extra.
And
that's why she'll always work.
I find her to be so, guys, and you can, whatever, I find her to be so talented. So for me, I always loved watching her. And her in Goonies, I loved her in Goonies. I was going to put the little Asian kid.
Sure, the dude who played.
Come on, man. Data? Come on, Data.
So that guy's actually a fight choreographer in the business.
Yeah, now. So I was going to put him because that role is one of my favorite. But I just love Martha Plimpton so much.
Okay.
So Martha.
My last one's also a little bit, might seem a little weird and fishy, but you'll understand the philosophy at the end of it. The Horse Whisperer, Scarlett Johansson. And
okay,
that may have been, and some people that I left off, like Christina Ricci, and there's some people in there who aren't going to make the list. But here's why I've always loved Scarlett Johansson. She was giving an adult performance in that movie. There was nothing childlike about her. It was almost disconcerting.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin's not making the list either, and she was a great child.
Guys,
she won an Academy Award. So
we left Corey Feldman, Corey Haim.
Well, you made us leave.
Yeah.
But here's why. Watching what she's become from there, and I want you guys to understand.
River Phoenix, we're leaving off.
Well, yeah. I want you guys to understand the level of adversity that she's had to deal with from this business. She was given great opportunities. I'm not trying to say she's had it tougher than any actor out there. But when she was coming up, her and Ewan McGregor did a movie called The Island.
I remember that.
And they're both great in it, okay? And the story's actually pretty good. The third act, there's not much dialogue, so it kind of falls apart there. And they relied more on CGI, and I think that's probably why the movie failed, and marketing. But a story came out, and producers of the film said, the reason the movie failed was because we bet on the wrong star. We bet on Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor, and they're not stars. And I was reading this article, and I literally was like, this dude's fucking crazy. Like, I've never heard anyone say so, like, just shit on the leads of their film like that. I was like, I don't even remember who it was who produces. Probably some hugely successful guy. But I just remember going, oh, fuck. And her career, I'm not joking, after that movie, no one wanted to hire her. No one. She had to go and audition, like early call auditions. Not, hey, you're going to test for this. No, you have to baseline audition, then get a call back. Then you'll test against 3 other girls. And then if you're good enough, we'll see. And you better be hot when you grow up. Now, she turned into someone that this business would define as hot. So that's going to give her opportunities. And you've seen some of those fail and some of those succeed. But you've seen her work get better, even as an adult, in every damn job she does. And if you see the work she did with The Divorce, all the way to I almost said Red Sonja, to Scarlet, Black Widow, all the way to Black Widow, then you can see the kind of range she has. And if you go back and watch The Horse Whisperer, I promise you, you'll go, I think she had the range to do these roles that are adult, funny, smart, sexy characters at 12.
Yeah.
Like she's that sick. So I know she didn't have a ton of child work. It's not like there was another Chomsky, Amanda
Yeah.
She could have made it too. Natalie Portman could have made that list. Tina Majorino could have made that list. There were a ton of kid actors that I thought rocked it, except Macaulay.
Terrible. He was really bad.
I don't know why they made Home Alone 2.
I know why they left him home alone. They didn't want to bring that bad acting overseas. That's what you get, you son of a bitch. But I'd still lie in court for you under oath, and I believe in God. Yeah, he'd lie in court and be like, he was a great child actor.
No, if he was ever on trial for murder, I'd be his alibi, straight up. I would lie, I'd be like, yes, he was with me playing video games. You swore on a Bible, sir, and you believe in God? Yes, I do. I'm just going to ask for forgiveness as soon as the trial's over.
That works. Forgive me. But just out of curiosity, are you lying? Just say something happens to me. You going to lie? You going to lie for me?
Are you going to kill someone? I'd lie in court for you.
I don't think I'm going to kill anybody.
Well, it depends on the crime, bro. I'm more okay with murder than most crimes.
What if it was more like a crime, like, my neighbor was really loud and they were doing some really loud things and I was having trouble sleeping and I just put a flaming bag of poop on their front doorstep?
I could alibi you for that.
All right.
Did they get shit on them when they put it out?
They did.
You got an alibi.
Okay. All right, good. I'm just making sure. They get shit at it.
And for the rest of you out there, if you commit a crime, if it is like a jewel heist or you took money and you need an alibi, I'm for sale.
Yeah, call.
You got to give me a cut of the take, but I'll alibi the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And my word is gold.
I'll remember that. Anything you want to plug, my friend?
Check us out on this same channel, youtube.com/Geghead or twitch.tv/Geghead. this Wednesday, that's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. Gag Wars is back, and we are now weekly. We will be on every week, every Wednesday at 5. So please tune in for that. They're all 2 hours plus of content, so jump in anytime. I promise you'll have fun. And then Friday, either 1 or 2 p.m., we're going to do another game day. So come check us out for that, and that's all I got.
Hey, I'm in Naples this week at Off the Hook Comedy. I'm in Edmonton after that. I'm in Phoenix
Canada.
after that. Yeah. I'm in a lot of comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates. Guys, tonight on Control Chaos, Lance Bass, Justin Martindale, and Jade Catapretta. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Make sure you tune into that show. Always a good time. We're trying to find a day for Freddie to come back on.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun and just more fun shit planned for 2020. Here we go. Prinze The Wolf.
I'm like, here we go. Isn't that what you say when you start?